Regen recently covered the passing of the Queen. There's a broader, more permanent story which we need to engage with. Australia and the world has entered a new era. There's no question of that. I think people sense that. The question will be for us, what shall we stand on? What shall we stand for? What will be our values? What will be our guidelines going forward? If we're not prepared to appreciate the past, respect the past, it'll be very difficult to shape towards the future with reference to the past, understanding from where we've come to where we might go. And the key word there is respect. Respect for the past, respect for the institutions. Now, these things might change over time. They might need to be reviewed and adapted for current and future generations, but respect doesn't go. Respect doesn't get removed because a monarch dies. And respect is the key foundation in the Judeo-Christian values and ethics. The respect that comes from the moral absolutes found within the Ten Commandments. The framework, the guidelines, the reference points for culture, for behaviour. And if you want to challenge those, if you want to dismiss those, if you want to pull those down like some legacy statue, you are seeking to debase the culture. Now, some people are already looking to do that. There's some actors within Australia who have already sensed a tactical opportunity that we've moved into a new era, and they've moved very quickly to promote their ideology, their political agendas. People like Adam Bandt from the Greens, who was lambasted for the timing of a fairly callous tweet on the passing of the Queen. People like Daniel Andrews, who has a record of broken promises, allegations of corruption, and has attacked freedom of speech. As I said, the key word here is respect. The respect for boundaries, sexual boundaries, as the case of the Northern Territory Labor operative who was part of Gunner's team, who's just been charged with sexual assault. Or the boundaries of moral codes, of moral civility. In the case of the CHO in South Australia, who is continuing to promote a program for 5 to 11-year-olds, despite countries like Denmark and the UK stopping that practice because they understand it's not safe and there are immediate adverse events which can hurt, if not kill, children.
I think it's corruption in government and it's people telling lies and not being honest and brave enough to tell the truth. So we're here because we believe in the truth, and we're here because we believe in the future for my child and my grandchildren and for, humanity. So people need...
And there's also the Greens councillor from the Gabba in Queensland who's advocating the justifiable ethics of stealing from the major supermarkets if you don't have enough. So it's okay to steal if you determine it is on the day. On one level, they'll promote the theft of groceries. It may seem trivial, but really what they're suggesting is stealing our culture, stealing our values, replacing them with something that they advocate to be acceptable. So where does their framework come from? Where are their guidelines? What do they want Australia to look like? What will they want to stand for? What's really going on here is an attack on the institution and the values and the ethics which have underpinned those institutions. They want to debase that. They want to steal that. They want to destabilise that, one brick at a time. One brick at a time. Take a look here at Tucker Carlson. He's on fire, and he's calling it out for what it is.
The British did give the world the Magna Carta and habeas corpus and free speech. They helped end the transatlantic slave trade, as well as the ritual murder of widows in India. The British Empire spread Protestant Christianity to the entire world. It published some of the greatest literature ever written and produced the finest manufactured goods ever made anywhere at any time, including now. It was an impressive place run by impressive people. We will see many empires going forward, but we will never see one so benign. That's true. And because it's true, the people who would like to run the world in a far harsher way would like to make certain that you don't know it. And so they destroy the evidence that ever existed. Here they are tearing down a statue of a British philanthropist in the UK 2 years ago. Destroy the statue, erase the memory. That's why they're doing it. Slander the ruler, discredit the entire period she lived in.
Even our national parliament has seen examples of this in the last week or so with vilification, vitriol and discrimination. Take a look at this.
Where it's unparliamentary, because I don't understand. I'm feeling violated.
Senator, resume your seat. I'm assuming that you are refusing to withdraw, and I will be reporting this matter.
Well, I know who's being violated here, and it's voters, taxpayers, not to mention Senator Antic, the target of this abuse.
I was making the point that our leaders, our politicians, our leaders need to stand up against this sort of name-calling, and there, right before me as I was delivering the speech, we saw it play out right in front of us. Unbelievable, but I thought I'd seen everything in this place. Today brought it to a whole new level.
Call Senator Thorpe.
Thank you, Acting Deputy President. I made some remarks earlier today towards Senator Antic, and I'd like to withdraw those comments.
Yeah, she eventually withdrew those comments. This is the same senator who's raised a Black Power salute in the chamber and who's attacked the so-called colonising Queen while she was being sworn in. Senator Lydia Thorpe is a representative of the people of the Australian state of Victoria. She is paid by Australian taxpayers. She sits in the Australian Senate. But Thorpe doesn't seem to think much of Australia.
The last time I looked, a government that takes away individuals' liberty to choose how they want to live, work and raise families was called a communist dictatorship. A political system that my family and I escaped from, and many other refugees.
And there we have a newly elected Member of Parliament celebrating the event, thanking the country, wearing the flag dress, enjoying the moment and saying that she wants a country of freedom. She wants a country of respect. Paul Bongiorno, the seasoned journalist who's won a couple of awards and had a very privileged life, called that appalling. I don't know how you see it, but that's not appalling, not in my eyes. It's joyful. So these people want to change culture. These people want to take away the bricks, knock down the statues. So the question for us is, as we move into this new era, what will Australia stand for? Will it be a country of respect? Will it respect others? Will we understand the boundaries? Will we have a country that allows freedoms? Freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of movement. That's what we want. And we want standards and benchmarks and guidelines that we all understand and that we all can regard and respect, and that are based on the kind of country that we've been, so that we know going forward we have reference points. Thanks for listening.